in 2018, something that really shifted and impacted my life was a massive heartbreak that I had. This was very unexpected, and it was something that completely transformed me from who I was to the person that I am today, because I had never undergone such crucial, excruciating pain in my life. This girl who at the time was the love of my life, and at the time I wanted to marry and made it very clear in public. She was my everything, you know. I lived for this girl. I was building her website. I was doing her marketing. I was doing her photography. I was just living for her. And it was very unfortunate that I had found out that she was having an affair with one of my closest friends. And that was the most heartbreaking experience, because I just felt so lied. I felt so betrayed. I didn't feel like there was any reason to live anymore, because I had just lost somebody who I loved with all my heart, and then I just lost somebody that I can count on, and we were going to room together and build a business together. She was going to be the model, and we were going to build this empire and have the vision come to life. So it was just like just a jab straight to my face, and it was really hard to get up. It was really hard to find any kind of motivation, any kind of desire, any kind of reason to live, to work, to want to just do anything. And I was in such a deep depression that 2 weeks later, my dog actually ended up passing away. Because he ended up developing cancer in his bladder. He started peeing blood, but I was so depressed, I never took him to the vet, because I did not care about life. I did not care about anything. I was just so mentally defeated in such a rut. And he ends up passing 2 weeks later, and I was just like, man, like, what is going on? Like, God, give me a sign that, you know, some miracle is going to happen. And I remember running into this quote by Tony Robbins that said, nothing in life has any meaning except the meaning you give it. And I decided to give that, you know, event in my life a meaning of power, massive power, the power to propel me, mold me, and strengthen me into the person I had to become. I started diving deep into personal growth, development, NLP, subconscious mind, prayer, meditation, and that gave me the skills that I needed in order to start networking and building relationships and going to these masterminds and events just to meet other entrepreneurs. I recreated myself, and although I didn't have a solid business plan or a vision for what I had to do in my life, I knew that my journey of transformation was going to inspire other people. And through sharing that process and that message with other people, I started building a personal brand online. I started adding value to the world, and I started getting invited to places of where I can conduct business with other entrepreneurs and business owners. So throughout that process, I ended up meeting this guy. His name was Jay. He had an app company, and he had this compelling, gigantic vision for what he wanted to do. He had purchased a domain, Silicon Miami. He's like, this is the future. It was called Next Level, Create the Future. And I was so excited about that vision, so excited about that dream, because my dream was always to be a part of a successful company and be like that right hand for the entrepreneur, to guide him, you know, advise him, give him the support, the feedback, the tools that he didn't have, to, you know, come together as a team to make the big picture an absolute possibility. And he saw my story. He saw that I was vulnerable. He saw my character. He's like, hey, you're exactly what we need in this company. And he sold me this grandiose vision about this company. And, you know, I ended up buying into it because I was very innocent and naive. He lived in the penthouse of the Marina Blue. And I can imagine when I walked in there, he had a pool table, he had art, Dom Perignon, you know, the ceilings were like 20 feet, super overlooking flashy, the whole downtown Miami. And I said, whoa, this is success. This is what life's all about. If I stick by this guy, I'm going to be very successful. And, you know, in Miami, there's a lot of superficiality. And just because you see success on, you know, the top of the iceberg, it doesn't mean like on the back end, you know, there's sustainability, right? And I didn't know those things because I was never in the field of business. I never ran a company. I didn't have any kind of structure. I was just, you know, going with what I saw and going in with my best interest. So we ended up having a fallout, him and I, thank God. And I realized that the only thing he was lacking in his business was marketing. He was great at sales. I was doing business development and bringing in sales for him. And he didn't want to, you know, the marketing was just like, it was cut. And I said, wow, after this fallout, I got a great opportunity for me to start my own company. And
because you recognized what he was lacking.
Correct.
And quite frankly, what a lot of other business owners are lacking. Yeah. And you said, okay, here's an opportunity to fill a need that I have a unique skill set for, and bringing that to market.
Right.
And that's the amazing thing with being an entrepreneur, because at the end of the day, the journey of an entrepreneur is literally to find the needs that exist in the marketplace.
Correct.
And meet those needs for the market.